Edition.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, DJ Shar Dangerous.
And it's your boy, DJ Big Bopper.
And we're back with another Wave of the Planet.
And not only another one, this is an important one because this is number 10 of our podcast.
We're official. It's in the double digits now. There's nothing stopping us.
So thank y'all for listening. If you've been listening from the beginning or if you just now picked it up, thank y'all so much for listening. We love to do this. So it just means the world that y'all are actually listening. So
yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you.
So we're going to go ahead. We got a couple different things in music news going on. We got a little bit about Nicki, some Drake and Migos. We got a university student suing for reimbursement. And then we also have a little bit about the Travis Scott and Astroworld.
Yes, we do. And then I've got some, you guys know me, I love the sports. So, of course, I got some sports news. And then we also got a couple other music things. So Kanye West and Kid Cudi to headline Tyler, the Creator's tour. Camp Flog now. We'll get into that a little bit. Then there's also some funny stuff about the Browns. You guys know what I think about the Browns. But let's jump into it. Bob, what's your song of the week?
I'm going to go ahead and I have to say, if you haven't listened to the new Nicki Minaj Queen album, it's going to be off of that. It's going to be Majesty by Nicki Minaj, and it's featuring her boyfriend, which y'all know that's what I've been waiting for. So, you know, if you have not listened to it yet, it is a banger, and you definitely should. So.
It is, and we've been talking about it for a while. When we first heard that they were dating, you know, like, when are we going to get a song together? And we did. Also, they've done a song together before. I realized that a couple weeks ago. And it was a pretty good one, too. So, yeah, I like that song, too, Majesty, a lot. My song of the week is also going to be from her Queen album. And, I mean, predictable, Barbie Dreams, whatever. Bob's like, it's okay, it's pretty slow. But I'm like, no, I'm a lyrics person, right? Remember, that's the difference between us, right?
It's all right.
So, no, it's a diss track. Completely a diss. She literally calls designer special ed.
Well, that's the that's the song that has the sampling from Notorious B.I.G., right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, who else? Oh, she talks about Lil Uzi. She talks about literally everyone. She talks about Drake in this song. Some choice lyrics, but I don't know. I love it. I think it's like she literally like came out in a statement about it because she was getting some backlash, and she was like, "This song is for everybody is about everybody that I like mess with, that she's like good friends with." So it wasn't really a diss track. Like, if you were really dissed, you'd know it.
It was more like a playful banter, like, you know, friends. You know, you're friends. You can kind of be mean to each other, but it's funny.
It was
like
a slight
joke.
roast. Slight
yeah,
roast.
there you go. Yeah, okay, yeah, just like, you know, the roast of Justin Bieber and everybody that want to go on those things and do roasts, and their friends just roast them, yeah.
Exactly. So let's jump into some music news, Bob. What do you got?
So we got Drake and Migos. They have postponed their tour for the second time, and this was due to production issues. They said the Aubrey and the Three Migos tour was slated to begin Friday night, so that would be August 10th, and at Kansas City's Spring Center, but has now been pushed to Sunday. The venue had tweeted that the delay is due to production issues. In turn, the show at Minnesota's XL Energy Center that had been rescheduled for Sunday has now been postponed to yet unannounced date.
So what do you think? Do you think that the tour is going to keep getting postponed, or do you think they're going to cancel it?
Well, I don't know what the production issue
I was gonna ask,
is.
what does that mean?
I don't know. Is it like, you know, Drake and Migos? Are they just going at it? Is there something, or were they supposed to release some new song or something, and it's just not happening, and they were supposed to do it on this tour?
I feel like if it gets too delayed, they're just going to decide not to do it, or Drake might not do it anymore. You know, we talked about this before about how he kind of is just like came out with this last album, and we think this is going to be like the last one that we hear. Like, me and Lance were going through the music last week, and there's like 6 Drake songs in our top hits, and we like took 2 out just because that's how much he's charting right now.
Yeah.
And I think he did that great. I think he set himself up because I think that he's done with music for a little bit.
Well, we already talked.
So,
he's going to be directing that show on Netflix. It's kind of like Degrassi, or at least from what the description was. It kind of sounds kind of like a new age Degrassi. So, you know,
I think he's going to try and if this tour doesn't work out, I think it will transition, and, you know, sorry, but I've got some other projects coming up. So,
which is unfortunate because I would like to see Drake and Migos live.
Absolutely.
It's just, until we know what the actual quote unquote production issues are, you know, there's nothing really, because they you said, it was supposed to be postponed from last Friday to Sunday, and then it got postponed Sunday to who knows. So we'll see if that even happens at this point. But we'll go into a little bit. We'll talk about Travis Scott and Astroworld. If you do not know, Travis Scott is a Houston rapper, and he's also decided he is going to keep the Astroworld theme intact, and he's going to have an Astroworld festival in Houston at the NRG Stadium, or NRG Park, which is right across from where Astroworld was when I was younger. So he's going to be having he's going to be putting in a festival, and he's going to be the
headliner.
Yeah, so
basically like a Posty Fest.
Yeah, so basically what he's doing in Houston is basically what Post Malone is doing in Dallas, but this is November 17th. So he's going to be handpicking the lineup, but he is going to be headlining at his own festival. Imagine that.
Yeah, you don't say.
So he's going to be handpicking everything. So we will be getting more information on that as it comes in, just like Posty Fest. I don't think he's released the lineup yet. I do not believe.
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to. I do have to say, though, I admire this trend of rappers headlining like a festival, like a day-long festival in like their hometown. Because it's kind of like, number one, this is the second one so far this year in Texas, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and this just proves to show that we got a lot of good rappers coming out of Texas represent. But, like, I think it's so cool that they're like, hey, look, this is where I'm from, or this is the area where I'm from. This is where everything started for me. This is where some of my inspiration comes from. So, like, we're going to have a festival, but we're going to do it here. And I know Posty Fest it's just that one day.
Yeah.
In Dallas, right? It's Dallas or Fort Worth?
I believe it's in Dallas. I could be wrong. Dallas. It might be in the Toyota Music Factory, maybe.
I think it's in Dallas. But Astroworld's going to have like three different locations, I believe. But still, I think that it's a good thing that they're doing, and of course it's going to be in Houston.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about all of this. We might have to see if we can go.
And then he said, well, this is what he was released. He goes, Travis, myself, and our entire Cactus Jack team couldn't be more excited to finally reveal our plans for the first ever Astroworld Festival. Travis Scott's, that's from Travis Scott's manager and the GM of Cactus Jack Records. And he said, our ultimate goal is to launching this fest is to bring some well-deserved recognition to Travis's hometown of Houston.
There you go.
The place that has made him both the man and creative artist he is today. H-Town has an incredibly rich cultural history, and we look forward to showcasing the residents from Travis's own backyard and across the globe what makes this city so special. Make sure to get your tickets now, as the inaugural Astroworld will be a really special and unique experience not to be missed. And their website is up if you want to check it out. I believe it's just astroworldfest.com, I believe is what it was. And I mean, it's very bland right now because there's no lineup. So
yeah,
it's just like, hey, more information you can put in your email and your phone to get more information. And then it has the backdrop for the flyers for Astroworlds, and then buy your tickets, which I believe general admission was $99, and then I think VIP
is $250.
Stargazers was $250, and then the
no bystanders is $550. So if we go to that, we're gonna try and get some press passes. But I think it's really cool that he's paying homage to Houston, and even with the Astroworld theme, which was a park there. So and Bob's from Houston, so
yeah, that is right. So I also want to talk a little bit about the I don't know if you remember the 97.9 The Beat Monster Energy Dub Car Show thing that they're putting on. I don't know if you remember or heard anything about it.
Yeah, I listen to 97.9 sometimes.
Well, they got they have Jeezy, Black Youngsta, Blockboy JB, Yella Beezy, Slim Thug, Zero, Paul Wall, Lil Keke, Duro, and Trap Boy Freddy. And see, here's the thing for that is this is in Dallas. And a lot of those are Houston rappers like Slim Thug, Zero, Lil Keke. I mean, Paul Wall. I mean, Slim Thug, Lil Keke both have not national holidays, sorry. Houston holidays.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see, is he going to go for the new or for newer music, or is he going to grab these Houston rappers? Are we going to see Slim Thug, Zero, Paul Wall, Lil Keke? Or are we going to see just other artists, kind of like more, I don't know, Migos and kind of caliber people? So what do you think?
I think that he'll probably bring in a little. I think he'll do a little both. I think it makes sense to do a little bit of both. Throw in some old with some new. I think that's how you kind of reach both audiences. Speaking of festivals and albums, I was gonna say, with that festival coming up, and we've talked about like we don't know who the lineups are of these festivals yet. I feel like Lil Pump he'll probably be at Astroworld. Speaking of Lil Pump, so let me clarify again. I'm not like a Lil Pump fan, right?
That is not true. She loves Lil Pump.
No. Okay, low key.
We put these 3 songs on, and she will sing it. And those are the only. Well, he's made 4 songs. I'm sorry.
Which ones? Name them. Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party.
Skid
it. And then there's also Gucci Gang, but there's also Drug Addict.
Whole gang full of drug addicts. But I didn't make that my song of the week.
So you're trying to tell me that you're not a fan of him, but you like his 4 songs?
No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Lil Pump. I think he is young. I think he's kind of immature. I think he makes catchy music, and I think I hate myself when I listen to these songs in the car. But he's coming out with an album on Friday. And I think that's his birthday. That's like his 18th birthday or something like that.
Jeez.
And I'm like excited for it, but also prepared to be disappointed, because I think that like new age rap, like it's just completely different. And like his songs, like literally, okay, Gucci Gang was like 2 minutes long. A Skid It was like 3 minutes long.
Well, Gucci Gang was like 53 seconds of just Gucci Gang.
Yeah.
You're saying Gucci Gang was like 53 seconds of that song?
And Drug Addicts is 3 minutes long too. So it's like, they're all just like short, catchy songs. And so I'm excited to like see if he's got anything else other than that. I want to hear a slow song with substance, not about substance abuse.
I don't think that I don't know if he's the or like the kind of, I don't know. We'll see. I
want to be surprised.
Yeah.
But what I can say is he plays into people knowing that he's young, and I don't want to say dumb, but like, he
he can get away with being stupid.
The album is called Harvard Dropout, and it's spelled Harverd.
Oh man.
So, and then he's gonna go on a Harvard Dropout tour. So, I'm gonna try and be there. Yeah. But I
just don't see Lil Pump being able to perform for like an hour.
He's got stamina. He's a kid.
Yeah, no.
He is 17.
Okay, I'm not saying like he's physically unable to. I'm saying musically, like having enough.
Well, that's the thing.
Song.
Like that's why I want to listen to the album. Like Friday, I'll probably just listen to it while I'm at work, because I just think that I think it'll be surprising, and if not, I'll be disappointed, and I'll listen to his 3 songs.
Well, you were talking about like this new age of rappers and whatnot. I mean, and you know how I feel. You know how I feel about Lil Pump, like you already know. Yeah, but he does the same thing. Like Suicide Boys are the same way. They're like songs like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and they're
it's
bang,
just catchy
they
stuff.
Bang, yeah.
Like the beats
they
are
have
good,
a really good beat,
and the lyrics are so catchy that you remember it, but not almost enough to be annoying. So like I don't know. Drug Addicts is not like. I like the song because I like the beat. I think the beat is catchy, and I think that like the words are easy to remember. But like Whole Gang Full of Drug Addicts, it's really not a progressive. Like
he's
not a positive song.
And his entire crew is already
him and his grandma sipping on Activist, because him and his grandma take meds. In every single one of his songs, he talks about taking meds. Him and his grandma taking meds, sipping Activist, something, and we get it. But like, I feel like.
I guess that's like a cool thing.
No, I don't.
No,
quote
in
the rap game.
Yeah, no.
In the rap game, it's cool to do drugs, but like I feel like he'll get to a point. And I hate to bring up Russ because there's so much like Russ controversy or whatever, but he has coming out with a new album too, so we might get some new music from Russ. Maybe in the system we'll have to listen to it and see what it's like, but. Russ is kind of that rapper who's been there and is like, look. Drugs aren't funny. Like, they're not fun. He wore a shirt and I don't remember what it said, but basically people were mad about it because they were like, it was kind of a controversial thing, but basically his shirt said, "How much Xans and lean do you have to do before you realize you're an effing loser?" So basically, like, and I'm pretty sure, I think Russ was on drugs before, and then he like hit rock bottom, and then realized he like that's not the way. I mean, and also I think that like, and that's a positive. Like, so many people don't like him, but like, that's a positive message.
Yeah, because that's something that he went through. So he like personally is saying, "Hey, dude, like it's not cool. It's not fun. Like I did this and it ruined my life," kind of deal.
Yeah, and I had a friend who his brother actually overdosed on Xanax, and he was like 16, 17, and like to me, it's just like it's one of those things. It's completely preventable. You don't have to, we could go all day about Big Pharma and whatnot, but like I think that. I really hate this like glorifying drug use thing that's starting to happen now. And I mean, it's always been happening.
It's always been. I mean, when you think of rock and roll, it's drugs, sex, rock and roll.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, it's not just in hip hop music.
Yeah.
Jeez, we have a song in the system.
Shoot, country music,
especially, and alcohol's a drug too. So I mean, cocaine.
Yeah.
What song is it that it's like
cocaine?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so it's not just a hip hop thing.
Frampton? No.
It's just like it's just happening more and more, and like it's more normalized now, and I hate that.
See, here's the thing. I feel like the drugs that is normalized now is like medication, is pharmaceutical medication, over-the-counter medication that is being
it is
glorified now. It's not like it used to be like sling crack,
Yeah, it's prescription medicine.
Now it's like lean prescription pills, Xanax, like Adderall.
And like, yeah, it's prescription medicine that is being used in the wrong... Yeah, used and abused, pretty much. And it just, I don't know, I just hate it so much because now, like, anyone can become an addict. And like, one of my favorite songs when it came out was called Drug Dealer by Macklemore. But, and basically he's just talking about, because he used to have a drug problem as well.
Yeah.
And so basically... And it's a really good song, honestly. If you listen to it, it's one of those, listen to the words. But basically, it's about how he started taking drugs because he was given prescription drugs. And then, he started, getting deep into it. And there's some things, like, me being a person who, like, wants to go into psychology and, like, want to be a therapist in the future. Like, I believe in therapy. I have to, I believe in intervention. I believe that medication is not the end-all be-all. I believe that medication is not going to solve all of your issues. It may help, but it's not a fantastic magical cure,
I kind of agree and I disagree at the same time because, I hate taking medications. I don't want to be on medications. Like, I hate it. But, like, certain medications, if you do exactly as you're told on it, you'll be fine. As long as it's when you abuse it.
Well, yeah, and I agree with that. I definitely agree that it is the answer to some problems, but I don't think it's the only answer, and I don't think it's the only thing. So, like anxiety medication, I understand that some people have anxiety, and I understand this medicine helps them, get better. I also think that talking to someone, like going to see a therapist in combination with that medicine will probably make you feel better, because going through, I've never, been on anti-anxiety medication or anything like that, but you feel a bunch of different emotions at once. You have different experiences. This medication is going to calm your brain down. And so I just feel like, I don't know, I'm a big talker. I feel like talking helps a lot most of the time. And so I feel like if you're having like an issue or these issues, seeing someone will help in combination to whatever you're doing. But and just in general, I believe in the power of therapy. And I think that, not everyone wants to work out their issues, and that's okay. But it's a benefit for sure.
Because me personally, I've been on Concerta and Adderall, but I don't. Well, one, I only take it when I need to, when I'm supposed to. Plus, it's prescribed to me, so my body reacts to it differently.
Yeah.
Because I actually have ADHD, so it mellows me out and it focuses me and I don't like it. But other people
Well, see, that's
like
the
speed
thing.
to them.
That's the thing, and it literally is. So that's the thing with ADD medication, and I think that's one of the reasons why it is so,
And I mean,
like
I think
getting addicting and stuff like that.
think about probably the most abused pills are Xans, Adderalls, and I can't really think of maybe like painkiller prescription, like Vicodins
prescription meds and
whatnot.
Vicodin and stuff like that. Well, yeah, and that's because the thing is these are prescribed for people whose brains are wired differently. And like I'm undiagnosed ADD. I already know it. But my mom, fighting through it, so I did. But it's hard.
I did because I didn't want to be on the meds.
Exactly. And so it's like for people like me and Bob, I mean, you're diagnosed, so it's a little bit different. But if I were to take Adderall, like this morning, I had straight up had a panic attack. Like I was stressing out so bad. If I were to take Adderall, what that would do is calm me down and focus me. But for someone who's like completely chill, their brain doesn't work that way. They're like calm all the time. It's going to speed them up, and that's why I think a drug problem kind of especially common on college campuses.
Well, yeah, I mean if we think about like drug use is probably prevalent mostly in college campuses probably more than
especially pills.
I'm talking about like prescription medical. I'm not talking about like other drugs because obviously not.
Well, I mean, Steven has a heroin problem, but
really, I didn't know that.
I didn't know until my psychology class in like February, and she was talking about it, and I was like, I'm so clueless. I didn't know that there was a heroin problem in this town.
Interesting. It's such a small town. I feel like I would have known that.
Well, it's a small town.
Well, so you were saying about the ADD in pills, or like different medications for ADD kind of affects us differently. So a lot of them are like methamphetamines.
Yeah.
They're amphetamines. They're not methamphetamines.
So yeah, and there's a difference between
amphetamines
and methamphetamines.
Well, so my doctor kind of joked because I was talking to him. I was just like, because I'm trying to get back on my Adderall prescription for my senior year because I don't care how it makes me feel. I just want to get good grades. This is my last year. I want to do good. So I'm trying to get it up. And he was just joking with me. He's like, yeah, if that doesn't really affect you that much. Just try meth. It'd probably be the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wait, what?
And he's like joking, but he's not.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah. So he jokingly said that I could probably take meth and it would just affect me like an Adderall. And I'm just like, okay. And then that's when he kind of explained to me, which I don't do a lot of research on prescription because I don't take prescription. So I didn't know about a lot of this. I didn't know it's like meth, basically.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It basically is. It's prescribed meth. And
or
so
speed
it is speed. That's what it is. And so I think that people don't understand, like, they'll say it's such a thing to say, like, well, if someone were to say I'm on meth, they're going to look horrible. Like, people are going to, oh, that's a horrible person.
Like,
that's a drug addict.
Like, what?
Versus someone who says, like, I'm taking Adderall for my ADD. It's basically the same drug.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have almost the same effect, depending on
like
how you
a lot
ingest.
For meth, like he explained it, and I don't want to get flagged by the FBI if anything. But
yeah, we're not saying do meth if you have ADD.
Do not do meth at all.
Don't do drugs unless they're prescribed and you're using them carefully.
The creation process of it is different in how it how it chemically binds in your body and how it breaks down. It's just kind of like Concerta is more of a child's Adderall. It's because it's converted in your system into amphetamines, but it's not amphetamines straight.
Yeah.
And I think the methamphetamine has that added. Well, they have to make the amphetamines, and then the added extras is the meth part, and that's the part that really messes you up. Like gives you all the everything. Anyway.
Yeah, anyways. Like, and there's uppers and downers and all that. But, not to get on a tangent about drugs. Don't do them, kids.
Yeah.
But, I just think that, like I said, as a person who believes in, like, I don't know that I ever want to prescribe someone drugs because, like I said, I don't think they always help. Sometimes, and I think also sometimes drugs are prescribed when they don't need to be. Mm-hmm. And then that's how it starts.
See, I think that's like the abusive. Like a lot of people go in for an Adderall prescription and they like lie and fake it to get it, and it's just like I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Big Pharma. I mean, my brother was a drug addict, and what do? to get them off being addicted to drugs, give them 4 different medications to take twice a day, every day.
Yeah. I think, I think it's a spiral.
And one of them is his anxiety. There's anxiety, and I'm like, those are abused. Anxiety meds are abused. It's just all these. Anyway, so that's the last thing I want to.
Yeah, I was say it's a spiral. You take one medication, and then you have side effects. So you take medications for the side effects, and then it just, Which is why I hate being on meds. Or right now, I'm on my blood pressure medicine for the first time ever. Or it's not. Mine is actually easily abused because mine's not for blood pressure per se. It's one of the side effects of the med I'm taking is weight loss. So I don't know, I could see people like abusing that. Yeah.
Because they want the easy way out, which it would, but it would be very, very unhealthy weight.
Yeah.
Like it would be very unhealthy for their body.
Bob, you're beautiful.
Thank you. Anyway, I digress. So let's get off.
More music news.
Yeah, let's get off that. I digress.
Let's get off a drug tangent.
So we're going to go over a little bit of funny news. This is funny to me because I actually have a story for y'all. It goes, a university student is suing for reimbursement since she left the event suspecting that the headline rapper was a no-show. And this is for Travis Scott. I'm sorry. I know we kind of got off on a tangent there, but this is Travis Scott at a festival, and a university student is suing for reimbursement because he didn't show up. No, he was very tardy. And the upset fan filed a class action lawsuit against the Osheaga Festival organizer, Evenco, because their Friday night headliner showed up over an hour late for his set. University student Megan Lee Stoom is suing for reimbursement since she and many others left the festival suspecting headliner Travis Scott was a no-show. So it goes, rapper Travis Scott was set to perform on Friday, August 3rd at 9:45 p.m. and play until 10:55 at the Montreal Festival. However, Scott didn't show up until, he did not take the stage until 11 p.m. and only performed for 40 minutes instead of the scheduled 65. In the suit, Lee Stoom says that she and the others grew tired of waiting and left by 10:30. Osheaga took to social media that Friday night to explain the whole situation and detailing that Scott was late due to border delays. So, if you didn't know, Montreal is part of Canada, so this festival is in Canada.
Canada.
So, apparently he had some troubles crossing the border, getting through customs or whatever.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I kind of wonder why. Even though a lot of drugs are legal there, it's still, I guess, technically smuggling, even if you're smuggling illegal it's illegal here, so I guess that would be smuggling.
Yeah, I guess it depends on which part of the border he's coming in through. I think if he went through Washington, it might not be.
Yeah, you'd be all right. Yeah, because Washington's legal there, so it should be. Well, I feel like Maine. Isn't Maine legal as well?
I think so, yeah.
I'm not sure, but this is...
No, I don't think so.
No, but how do you feel about this?
Oh, I know you have a story. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's on you. I mean, I know it's bad. Like, okay, this is... The thing is, though... I'd like that he explained, like, there was a reasoning. Because I know that sometimes rappers just don't show up to their shows. Or, like, they'll show up later, they'll show up drunk or something. I honestly think that, like, if they're, he could have taken an early plane. He didn't. Things happen. I think that if you're going to go to a festival like this, if you're at a
festival, you should be there for the entire
thing. You're going to be exactly, all day. So... Honestly, I personally would have stayed. I would have stayed the whole time, even if they're just playing the music or whatever. Like, that's not something that I'm going to leave.
Probably more than just one stage. I'd probably go to a different stage.
Yeah,
and just watch whatever.
And just if you heard he was coming back, then go back. I feel like I don't think it's worth suing. I think that you missed this chance, and that sucks. I get it, but honestly, I feel like it's one of those things that, like, you know what. You left, and it sucks. It does, but it's not like he showed up drunk or he just just didn't want to come. There was a reason. But I know you have an experience, so.
Well, this is how I feel about the whole situation about this one in particular because it's a festival. Yeah. So I feel like the performers should be there before, like way before, not trying to cut it to where they get there like 15 minutes before your set. No, like I feel like definitely as a festival, you should be in town the day before or the day of. Like just be be ready. And definitely if it's in another country, because you got to think it's just like when you're flying just to another state, not even to another country. Even if you're trying to fly, they tell you get there early. Get there minimum early because stuff happens. And I feel like it could have easily been avoided had they left earlier, because I feel like, I don't know, there a lot of rappers I feel like show up 10 minutes before their set or 15 minutes before their set. And I in particular have a story because I went to a show to watch Slim Thug here in Stephenville.
That's what my grandma calls it. Stephansville.
And if you don't know, I'm a huge Slim Thug fan. I've seen him in Houston a couple times, but I was very excited to see him out here. I think the concert was supposed to start at 8:30, so I showed up at 8, and I don't think he didn't get on stage until like 11:10, 11:15, and he only played for like 20-30 minutes and left. So that was very irritating to me, but I stayed the entire time because I was like, I want to see Slim Thug. So I just absolutely want to see Slim Thug. So I sat there just waiting for 3 hours for him to show up to do a 20-minute set. And so I understand that frustration because I feel like that was very unprofessional. Definitely, since he still got paid the same amount and everything, and he only did 20 minutes. He played like 4 songs and left.
Yeah. I think we'll see, and I'm like reading some of the stories and stuff like that, and I think it's also one of those things that like people are like, wow, music fans have changed, because like you got to think about rock shows back in the day. Like they used to come on stage hour and a half, 2 hours late just because drunk, and like it's just different. Or like
I don't know, I always felt like a lot of rock shows, they would start early and they just wouldn't end. Like they were supposed to end at a certain time, they wouldn't end.
Well, I mean, like, generations before. It's like this guy says, what happened to the 80s when well-known bands would make you wait for hours at a club and would finally hit the stage after midnight? Now everybody has to rush home by midnight. How sad. And
Well, you can't do that in Stephenville, seeing how the bars close.
The bars close at 12. Yeah. And so, honestly, I think, it sucks. He was late. That really does suck. He got there. I mean, like I said, there was an issue at Border Patrol. Like, and honestly, another thing, like when you have issues like that, they take hours to resolve.
Yeah, but wouldn't you prepare?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, I'm saying like they can take 7 hours to be at Border Patrol. Like he could have planned to be in Montreal by like 3:00 in the afternoon and then been at Border Patrol for hours. Like it happens. So,
well, I feel like with. I don't want to say, like, stars get special treatment.
Well, no, but it's almost even worse, like, just depending on, like, what they think he has, plus they have to go through his whole posse, everybody who's coming with him.
True.
So, I don't know. I don't want to make excuses for him. I don't think it's worth a lawsuit.
I think it's crappy. Yeah, I don't think it deserves the suit because it's a festival. You're not going there just for that person. And you got plenty of other stuff to happen.
And if you did, then why are you wasting your money when you could just wait for them to come on tour? And you know he's going on tour, so.
Yeah, well, and then he's coming to Astro. Do you think he's going to be delayed to Astroworld?
It's in the U.S. I think he'll be fine.
Well, it's in his hometown.
But I think maybe we'll see Stormy there.
Man, I personally feel like, see, he still's going to get the same amount of money from that. He's not going to make a cut. He performed less time than he was supposed to. So I think he should at least like take a cut, you know.
Well, someone said they were surprised that he even went on for 40 minutes afterwards. I think there's two types of people like hearing about this. There's like the younger kid or like millennial group is like, oh, that's so unprofessional, blah blah blah. And then there's like older adults who are like, yeah, that's nothing. Like, I remember going to concerts and I'd be like sitting there for an hour waiting.
Yeah, but the older people are the first ones to let you know if you're like 5 seconds late.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Funny how that works.
But this at the end of the story, it says if the class action lawsuit is approved by Quebec Superior Court judge, it will likely take years to wind its way through the courts. So honestly, I feel like she's just like mad and like he showed up late, so I'm suing. But like,
and she's at college. Do you think she's like one of those preppy college students?
Absolutely.
That's like parents pay for everything, and it's just
I love Travis Scott, and like I can't believe he showed up late. I'm not listening to Astroworld anymore. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, crappy situation.
I can feel the frustration. I understand, but
like, would you have sued Slim Thug for that?
No.
Did you leave? Okay.
Like I stayed until he did 4 songs. He kind of left. I was bummed.
Well, no, I'm saying, but like while you were waiting for him, you didn't leave.
No, I just got drunk.
Well, I mean, there you go. Honestly,
I was by myself. Nobody else was at that concert that I knew, and I felt very uncomfortable. So I just I knew the bartender, so he kept.
So you became better friends.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
I mean, I don't think it's worth suing. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's worth suing. I think
they, and that's older generation saying, where we used to wait in out. I don't think it should be like. I don't think that being late should be, like okay or they're just artists. I think like they should still, because I feel like it's still a job. They're still getting paid.
Yeah, I
by
agree.
Us. We bought all the tickets. You should play when you're supposed to and play as long as you're supposed to.
I agree.
Now, I do not. I think Travis Scott would have done his full 65-minute set.
Yeah, if he could.
If he could have, but.
And I mean, you got to think about the day too. Like, been at customs all day, trouble at the border, and then to go straight from there to go to the show. So,
well, he did 40 minutes out of his 65-minute set. It's not like it was 25 minutes lost, but it's not like Slim Thug was supposed to be on at 8:30 and show up to like 11:15, and then
did a 40-minute set.
Till no, he didn't even do it. He played till like 11:40 and left. Wow. So.
We got anything happier?
Well, we got a little bit we can talk about Nicki Minaj and the Safari.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard a lot about this beef, so.
Okay, so we're going to go about a little bit. And
then we'll get into some sports news.
And you already talked about a little bit how the beef on Barbie Dreams, correct?
Yeah.
Would you like, if you want to elaborate any more on that, or... You pretty much did. I know you pretty much dabbled on it when you were doing your song of the week. You were talking about, you were kind of explaining a little bit of how he was like calling designer special ed and whatever.
So she goes in on pretty much everybody. Somebody go and make sure Karrueche okay, though. I think she heard him trying to give to Quavo. Fetty Wap she talks about Drake a little bit. She talks about Meek Mill still in her DMs. One of the big things was Young Thug, evidently, cross-dressing or whatever, and she said, used to mess with Young Thug, I ain't addressing this, caught him in my dressing room stealing dresses. And so I think she pretty much goes in on everybody. She said, I remember when I used to have a crush on special ed. Shout out Designer because he made it out of special ed. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and she said it was all good fun and stuff like that. She got DJ Khaled too. She said, had to cancel DJ Khaled. Boy, we ain't speaking. Ain't no fat telling me what he ain't eating. I don't know if you remember what DJ Khaled said. Little raunchy, basically. He says that he does not do certain things to his wife because he is the king, but she should reciprocate.
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you're old enough, Google it. If not,
I remember now.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, honestly, I just think it's a funny song because she goes in about everybody. Now, I didn't know that she had beef with Safari again.
See, but this didn't happen on the track. They kind of was talking about it, but this was on 97.9, the beat they had, interviewed her with Funk Flex, ended up interviewing her, and then talked about her ex-boyfriend, Safari Samuels, and it was so since then, it's been a tweet storm between the two. Basically, from what I'm getting is what happened was that she was supporting Safari. Safari was supposed to go to LA for some job, came back in one day and said, I'm over it, or I don't want to do it. And Nicki was like, it's okay. I got the last $1,000. I'll cover rent for this month. I'll make it through it. I'll do it. I'll book some gigs, do whatever she had to do. And in saying that he stole from her, he used her credit cards to buy prostitutes.
Wow.
And she goes, how dare you bite the hand that feeds you. Is when he kind of tweeted back at her, and I thought that was pretty.
What did he say?
Pretty funny. Well, he's basically saying, I did not do that. We had our own issues. Like I did bad things to you. You did bad things to me. I believed you when you said you weren't messing with Meek, and then a couple of years later, y'all are dating, kind of thing, and just a bunch of they're bringing out a lot of dirty laundry from the time. And Nicki's saying how him and his mom used to say that she is a lazy POS and that she's not doing anything when she was trying to pursue her rap career. And then she's like, look where you are now. Like when she got her fame, and she's like, look where you are now. You wouldn't be there without me. How dare you bite the hand that feeds you? And I was like,
yeah.
Dang.
Okay. So, he was on Love and Hip Hop,
mm-hmm.
and that's where I knew Safari from. That's where I knew him from originally. He was in Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I think he was on Atlanta, and I think he was on New York too. So he was just one of them shady guys on Love and Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he dated Nicki a long time ago. Honestly, from watching him on that show, I believe it, what he's saying, just because he is kind of a slimy guy. But, like, I don't think that there's anything, like, I don't think there's anything he could do to make me not believe all that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
I don't know. It's just kind of interesting that it's all coming out. Oh, and she also, I remember a big thing was saying that somebody was saying that she had a ghostwriter, and she's like, how dare you would ever say that to me? You know how big, everybody in the rap gang knows I write my own lyrics and how much I put in women empowerment and them doing their thing.
Well, and not to go back to Barbie Dreams, but I was reading something earlier, and it was talking about how basically, like, that song was, like, she did, like, I think, like, in one take, and it was, like, a bunch of it was, like, freestyled. Mm-hmm. So, I think that Nicki writes her own stuff. I feel like you can definitely tell when a rapper writes her own stuff versus when someone else does it for them. It's a little bit more personal. But
I don't think I do not think she has a ghostwriter. I think everything sounds like Nicki. Like, it hasn't really changed. The format hasn't changed from her beginning stuff. So I don't see why. Like, everything seems the same to me. So I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, a little far-fetched to be making that claim against her. So I don't know. But we'll keep you updated on that beef. We'll see as it goes, because it's only been a few days now, and they've been at it. So
yeah.
And if you haven't listened to the new Queen album by Nicki Minaj, it is phenomenal. You should definitely check it out. And I know I said I talked about that my favorite song on the track was Majesty, that she does featuring her boyfriend. If y'all didn't know who her boyfriend is, it's Eminem.
Slim Shady.
It's Eminem, Slim Shady, the white guy from D12.
Yeah.
I think he's
Oh my God, it's him. Oh my God, Eminem.
Oh my God, Slim Shady. So they don't even know the name of my band, to be honest.
But they're all on him like they want to hold hands.
So if you didn't already know that, Eminem is her boyfriend. I know I forgot to mention that earlier when I mentioned my song. I know I said her boyfriend, and I meant to then say Eminem. But if you didn't know that by now,
if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, if you don't know, now you know.
So I got some stories. I got some music stories, and then I got some sports news.
Oh.
Some of it's actually pretty sad, but had I guess a good ending. But first, I want to talk about Camp Flog Gnaw Carnival, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, Tyler the Creator, Kid Cudi, and Kanye West are headlining his Camp Flog Gnaw tour. And it's not a tour, it's just a carnival. So, like, we were talking about how all these rappers are starting to, do their own, like, festivals and stuff like that. Well, Camp Flog Gnaw is going to be at Dodger Stadium, November 10th through the 11th, 2018. And so, let me just read the lineup. It's going to be Tierra Whack, Avena, Taco, of course.
Is Tyler 1 going to be there? Not. Is Tyler the Creator going to be there?
Yeah, he's headlining. Him. You're so stupid. Wallows, Bane's World, Raphael Sadiq, Mahid Jordan, Flatbush Zombies, Lil Dragon, Billie Eilish,
I'm excited.
Georgia Smith, Playboy Cardi, Virgil Abloh, Pusha T.
Where's this at?
Dodger Stadium, so I'm not going to be able to go.
Oh, man.
But then Post Malone will be there. The Miseducation of Miss Lauryn Hill, SZA, Kid See Ghost, and then, of course, Tyler, the Creator, A$AP Rocky. And then the internet, Brockhampton, Kaylee Euclid, Jaden Smith, Earl Sweatshirt, Rex Orange County, Midnight Trust.
Jaden's going to be there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd like to see that.
Domo Genesis, Slow Hollows, Left Brain, Amalu, Hobo Johnson and the Lovemakers. He's funny. Mike G, Plus Sounds, Turnstile, and Ruel. So, if you're in LA in November 10th through 11th.
You got one heck of a lineup because we
go.
got Tyler, the Creator. I love Tyler, the Creator. I'm sad that you fell for that. It's just like, well, do you think Post Malone's going to be playing at Posty Fest?
You know what? I was in the zone.
So I love Tyler, the Creator. I've never seen him live. I would love to. Flatbush Zombies as well. I know I missed them when they came into town, or they're still coming into town. Maybe I haven't missed them. I thought it was earlier in July, but I could be wrong. Flatbush Zombies is phenomenal as well. If you haven't heard them, they're really good. I'm excited because I would love to go to that.
What I love about this, right, is like Tyler, the Creator is such a different type of rap guy, because like he makes like kind of all different types of music, and he listens to all different types of music.
Oh yeah.
And I think he's kind of doing like what we think the lineup for Posty Fest is going to be. Like, of course, there's going to be hip hop artists there, but like we think there's going to be a couple rock artists there, and like some alternative guys and stuff too. And so like he's got like Billie Eilish there.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm excited about that. And
I still want to see Willie Nelson at Posty Fest. God, I would pay so much money.
100%, I believe that Willie Nelson will be there, and I think he's going to come perform a song in Posty.
I will pay
Bob would
so
cry.
much money.
He would cry. But
man.
And then of course SZA. Like I like that he's got some rap going on, some hip hop, some rock, some Rex Orange County. Like I think the diversity is going to be pretty cool.
Also, one thing about Tyler, the Creator, if you did not know, what makes me enjoy him even more is he is completely 100% sober, always has been. And so he still makes these like psychedelic tracks, man. You think, man, like, what is he on?
Yeah, you're like, what is he on?
No, he just does it.
I remember listening to Tyler, the Creator
crazy.
in high school, and I was just like, what is he on?
Yeah.
Like you can't listen to that stuff in class.
Yeah,
They'll be saying it out loud. And
there's some stuff. It's just like what, and it's just like completely sober. And it's just his imagination. It's very
vivid.
Fun. It's very funny. I like it. It's
enjoyable.
It is very enjoyable.
So I got some sports news coming out of Maryland, and it's actually very sad. And this happened a while back, but Maryland just came out and made a statement about it. Jordan McNair was a sophomore at the University of Maryland, the Terrapins. You know, their mascot's a turtle. My
favorite animal.
He was at practice one day. It was a routine scheduled practice, and they worked him a little too hard. He went to the hospital, and then he died 2 weeks later, I believe. They said, let me just read you what the president said. Maryland President Wallace Lowe is agreeing that the McNair family lawyers have been saying all along this was preventable. Basically, I think his parents put out a lawsuit against Maryland because knowing, the practice conditions that he had to deal with, it's so hot out there. We don't know how much water they're getting. Literally running these kids into the ground, right? They're saying that there was no way that he had to die because of this. And so, basically, finally what happened was that what the parents had been needing, this was a huge step. This was a huge step in college sports, taking responsibility for something that they did. He said this was preventable. He said they basically misdiagnosed the situation. No vital signs were taken. Other safeguarding actions were not taken. For me, that's enough for me to say I need to come to his family personally and apologize. They responded and said they appreciate the president and the athletic director meeting. They met with him today again to offer their condolences and accept legal and moral responsibility. While they'll never get another day with Jordan, Dr. Lowe's words were meaningful to them and gave them some comfort that he will put the university on the path to change the culture of the program so that no Terrapin family will have to endure the heartache and grief that they feel. So He died 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, an ESPN report came out, I think, Friday last weekend, or maybe the Friday before. But basically, this has been happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's been happening for a while, and it's not always publicized. You don't always know. Sometimes the universities, I'm assuming, will pay hush money. Basically, May 29th is when they had the workout.
Okay.
He died, I think, June 13th it was.
Did they say they know why or what happened? Or
let's see. He was admitted to Washington Adventist Hospital on May 29th, and nobody from the university called 911 until an hour after he suffered a seizure. He had a body temperature of 106. He was an offensive lineman, so I'm assuming it was real hot that day. He was overheated. He had a seizure. Then they called him a body temperature of 106. That's not livable.
At 106, your body starts to die. Your cells die.
Yeah, your body is literally like liquefying. It's starting to melt. He didn't receive appropriate medical care, and mistakes were made by some of their athletic training personnel. I think that the actual the head of their athletic department resigned.
Yeah.
The assistant director for sports, they parted ways with him.
See,
he resigned. So
this happens a lot, and this is why I feel like college athletes should get paid, because man, when I don't know if you're definitely too young, but here at Tarleton,
2 years younger than you.
When I played, we had a gentleman named Zach Shaver,
mm-hmm.
which just dropped one day in practice.
I remember hearing about that.
And so he ended up getting life flighted away. Nobody really knew what happened. And yeah, he ended up passing away from that. And we don't really know what happened. Like, they assume that he might have had a concussion before that practice, and he kind of just went out, and he was just doing drills. He was a defensive lineman, and he just dropped. It was weird. It was just, we're doing normal drills in the middle of practice. He just dropped, and he ended up getting life flighted away, and he passed away later. And like, it's one of those things that that felt like it could have been prevented, and he just told one of us, like, we because like the big thing definitely in high or college sports is you hear about a concussion, you report it.
Yeah.
Like,
there's so much CTE stuff going on right now. They're, starting to redesign helmets and stuff to make it more preventable. And I think that it is preventable. They're saying basically Maryland is taking the fall for this because they know they did wrong. They said the staff didn't take his temperature at the workout. They didn't apply a cold water immersion treatment, and they didn't follow the emergency response plan.
Yeah, that's weird. They didn't do an ice bath. They love doing ice baths. And
this is just coming from me. Like, I don't play football, obviously, but just knowing how hot, I'm not going to compare it to band practice, but like, we were out in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Like 4 hours out in the sun all day.
Terrible.
In the heat of the day. Like, you're hot. You need water breaks. And especially underneath all that gear and stuff. I can't imagine. And so this is a sad story, but I think the good thing to come out of it is that Maryland is taking responsibility, and this is going to change NCAA sports. Because this is happening, and not a lot of people know about it. Like I said, this happened. He died in May.
Just happened.
June, July, August. He died 3 months ago, May 13th. So it's been 3 months, more than 3 months ago. This didn't come out until ESPN reporting. So I think that's another reason why journalism is so important. But
Well, you got to think about mostly for like university newspapers are they're employed by the university, so they can't really talk bad about the university.
Exactly.
And then it happens a lot, and people don't know that. Not just football. It happens in soccer. It happens in baseball. It happens in basketball. It happens all the time.
Like I said, I think that it's just, I think it's good that Maryland, they took a step in the right direction, came out and said they are responsible, and now they're going to, they're going to reevaluate every single thing that they do at practice.
I just think
they're going to have to.
It's terrible that it takes something so bad to change.
Well, and it takes it being, presented to the ESPN. Mm-hmm. It takes ESPN to go in and discover and find out about it for them to come out and make a statement.
Well, the thing is, me in high school, I had a heat stroke in high school when I played sports, and I was so thirsty. And it was like, no, we got to finish our drills, until I just collapsed. And then the next time I practiced, it was like every 5 minutes we had a water break.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, I told you, I'm not gonna lie. I'm wanting to do these drills, but I'm like, if I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty, man. Like, I want water.
And I think in sports, I think sometimes you're pushed too hard.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I think this is one of those instances where they push too hard, and this is what happens.
Sometimes your body just cannot.
Yeah. May Jordan McNair rest in peace. His family finally has some peace. They said they really appreciate the university president coming out and taking responsibility. The responsibility is on them. So like I said, this is a sad story, and I apologize. I think one good thing came out of it was that the university took a step in the right direction, and hopefully this will not be the norm anymore. We won't have to read stories about this anymore. I got some good news for you, Bob. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
You already know.
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony officially signs a 1-year deal with the Rockets.
And we had talked that he had claimed, or he had said officially he was going to sign, but he had to wait till he got back into the United States to be able to do so. And he finally is done. He has signed a 1-year contract to the Rockets. That was 1 year, correct?
1 year. So we've been talking about this story for 3 weeks. It's official. It's officially official. So Carmelo's on the Rockets. It's I think $2.4 million deal. So
and I'm curious. I'm hoping that he melds with the rest of the players, and we all get a really good group together, and we maybe can hopefully beat the Golden State Warriors and end up winning.
That's funny. And football is back. Speaking of football being back, so look, I thought this was funny. Bud Light is, I guess they're officially the beer of losers. No, I'm kidding. They've decided to basically make this Cleveland Browns fridge, right? And so it's padlocked. And if the Browns get a win, they'll unpadlock the fridge, and Cleveland fans get a beer.
Acting like they can't break through that glass.
Number one. Wait. So Bud Light is installing Victory fridges throughout the Cleveland area that will unlock via Wi-Fi following the Browns' first regular season win this season.
Okay, so are they going to have cops at all those? Or is this like some 12-year-old going to come and grab a beer and run off?
Right? I don't know. Maybe they'll have where you have to scan your ID.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that'll work. And then it'll produce one. Yeah. Yeah, that'll work,
I think
and it won't duplicate.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Good for the win. They have 10 bars in Cleveland. Let's see. They've lost 34 of their last 35 games. But now they have motivation. I think they won their preseason game, I'm pretty sure, this week. So,
okay.
Congratulations to them.
So they got a free beer. We'll
see.
Yeah.
And then we'll end on some hockey news, because I thought this was interesting, right? So Ryan Ellis, and I watch hockey sometimes, the Nashville Predators, I'm pretty sure that they just won the cup. And my dad lives in Nashville, so he's gone to some Predators games. So the headline is Predators sign Ryan Ellis to an 8-year contract extension.
Okay.
And I thought that was crazy because...
For 8 years.
Yeah, and he's 27. And,
So
young in sports is
so he'll
different.
be 35 when he's off of that.
Yeah. But to me, that's just crazy. I don't think I've heard of an 8-year contract in a while. You hear of 4 or 5.
Yeah,
maybe 6. I think 6 may be the longest I've heard of. But 8 in hockey, that's a lot.
What is it a year?
So it ends up being about 6.25 a year.
Yeah,
and then he gets a $7 million signing bonus on my birthday next year, July 1st, 2019.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah. I'll kill my knees. I'll kill my knees for the next 8 years. So I just thought that was insane. And I mean, he did very well this year. So their mascot said, "Hey, Ryan Ellis, lunch is on you for the next 8 years." So, and he's a really good defenseman. So I just thought that was strange. 8 years, that's a long time. And yeah, he's 27, so he'll be 35 when he gets out of that contract. But good luck to him.
Well, he pretty much set up that 8 years to rake up about, 24, 31 million?
50 million.
I thought you said it's 3 million and then 7 million signing.
No, 6.
Oh, 6.
It's 6.25 mil a year,
Okay. Yeah, I was
and then
thinking
a
it was
$7 million signing bonus
Okay.
next year. So he's making money, and I mean, skating is not easy on the knees. So, but I mean, he's set up for the next 8 years. So
True that. And we're gonna end on one last story. I don't know if you heard, but rapper Quavo, he's part of Migos.
Quavo.
He actually stepped out on his own. I think it was August 10th is when he did this, and he released 3 new solo songs, which this is a big deal because while he's been on a multiple different tracks, he's never released a song under his own name.
Yeah, because he was on a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. The new DJ Khaled, Justin Bieber, Chance the Rapper, Quavo song.
And so he's produced by Murder Beats, and I believe he had... So he had the 3 songs, and it was Buddha Bless with Lamb Talk and Bubblegum by Buddha Bless. And then he also has a collab with Travis Scott as well with Huncho Jack and Jack Honcho. So this is very interesting to me because this is the first time he's ever gone by his own name, released a song in his own thing. So I've listened to a couple of them. They sound pretty good, like I expect of Amigos. So
Quavo track.
So, and he's also be coming up with like you said, when the Drake and Migos tour coming in. So I'm just curious to see
if he'll perform.
Exactly, if he's going to perform this, because he released these songs when they were supposed to start the tour. So,
really?
So it was last Friday. Is when they were supposed to start the tour.
So maybe he's filler. Maybe he's I'll release these songs to hold them off for a little bit.
Possibly, because maybe that can be something with the whole production issues.
Do you think... Oh, I never thought about it that way, yeah. Do you think that Migos will eventually go their separate ways?
I hope not. I like them separate, but I like them as a group too. So, I mean, it's kind of like, would I prefer to see Genesis, Peter Gabriel, or Phil Collins? I'd rather see Genesis with both of them. Well,
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha. Yeah, I was really upset when the Cheetah Girls broke up. So, and Raven went on her own, and she did pretty okay. So there was that. But I mean, and maybe there will be a Beyonce.
Maybe.
But
Destiny's Child.
She had a couple. But I mean, that's all I got. Is that all you got?
Yes, ma'am. So again, thank y'all so much. Like we said, this is our 10th podcast. This
Double
is our
digits,
10th
baby.
Wave of the Planet, episode 10. We are so excited. That means we've been doing this for 10 weeks, which is crazy because
all summer long.
Because when we had first started, we didn't really think, it was much was going to happen. But now here we are, 10
weeks later.
10 weeks later, still doing it. And y'all are still listening. So hey, we must be doing something right.
Exactly. And I was like, even if you're not listening, you're obviously listening. So thanks. We appreciate it.
So thank y'all. And also, I can't really talk about it much, but we got new Disturbed coming out tomorrow, and it's going to be a little bit heavier. But we will cover that in next.
Heavier Disturbed?
Well, they asked if they wanted to do a ballad or a heavy. So kind of like how they did Sound of Silence, which a lot of people didn't like, but I liked.
Next week is Heavy Metal Week here on Wave of the Planet.
Well, next week we have the VMAs, which is going to be the 20th. So we're going to have the VMAs.
It's going to be VMA heavy, sorry.
VMAs, and then we also got Disturbed coming out with new music tomorrow.
We'll have a Demi update as well. I just said sorry, not sorry, so I had to. She did put out a statement this week, but she's, what is the word? She's focused, committed to her sobriety. So.
Okay. So just make sure, you want to stay tuned because I'm going to be beating Sade in the MTV nominations that we had decided. So
that is a lie. Where's the sheet at?
So make sure to stay tuned next week. So
I'm right. I'm always right, and I'll always be right.
So we can go through these and show how I've beat her and how much better I am at this music thing than her. So.
What are we betting on this? You want to bet lunch?
Depends. Montana's half price apps?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could do.
So thank y'all so much. And like I said, stay tuned. Next Wednesday, we're going to have all that news and updates on what everything is going on. And I'm sorry, I know this was a little bit more of an emotional one, definitely for me.
Yeah.
Like I got hit.
He got teary-eyed a little bit. I didn't tell him about that story.
Because it's like because that happened to me. And y'all get my take on college sports and football and how they're treated, and you know how I feel about that. So sorry about that. But as I said, we're going to have all that news and everything coming up next Wednesday on Wave of the Planet.
See you guys later.
If you enjoyed the show, please rate, review, and subscribe for updates when new episodes drop. And follow our station on Twitter and on Facebook at The Planet 107 to see everything going on at Tarleton Radio.